Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready. Look at this, we have 97 spatulas. I was doing a lot of grinding. Also, I just now noticed this, which I've noticed it before, but this is the first time this playthrough. It really bothers me when the spatulas are not all spinning together. Like, how do they get out of line? Like, come on, guys. Like, if I unpause it, no, they're just, I don't know what makes them spin at different angles. Anyways, we have 3 spatulas left. I grinded for all of these shiny objects in Mr. Krabs' dream. And now we are, well, I don't need to travel here. I'm right in front of him. There we go. The last Mr. Krabs spatula. Thank goodness we're done with that. I was doing that for about 15-20 minutes. And I was able to get enough to pay for all of it. But another 40,000. So I added it up. If you, in order, like the total amount to get every single Mr. Krabs spatula, plus this 40,000, because I think it's like 39. Because I believe it was like 39,500 total if you wanted every single Mr. Krabs spatula, plus the 40,000 from the theater if you want to see the art. That would be 79,500, almost 80,000 shiny objects. That's a lot. And it took me about 15-20 minutes to get enough to finish all of the shiny objects. So I guess you could say maybe it'd probably be another 10, 15, 20 minutes to get the rest. But it's just so repetitive when you're doing the same thing over and over again. So what I'm going to do, we've already seen all this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and record this, finish the game, beat the end and everything. And then I'll probably take a little bit of time to grind after that, see how much I can do, and then just add that recording on at the end. Luckily, I'm recording this like 2 weeks in advance, so even if I come back later in the day, if I come back tomorrow, it's fine. But here we are, we're going into Plankton's lab. We have 2 spatulas left. Uh-oh, and there it is. You knew it had to come with Robo Sandy and Robo Patrick.
Big square head and those short shorts? That's the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
Wait, that hideous thing looks like me.
I always knew SpongeBob would be the death of me.
Why did everyone get in here? Why does Squidward show up everywhere, but he's not even a playable character? Like, Mr. Krabs doesn't follow us. Or Bubble Buddy. Squidward just is the guy that always shows up to complain.
Yes, it was me all the time. Behold, the Duplicatotron. I registered the name, so don't even think of ripping me off. With this, I can make a robot copy of anyone. I was going to make an army of loyal robots that would obey my every command.
But they're running amok.
I forgot to set the switch to obey Plankton. But now that Daddy's home, I can fix that.
I don't think that's how that works.
Now it should be working.
I don't think you can slap an obey sticker on the outside.
I knew I shouldn't have made a copy of myself, but I'm just so cute. You've interfered with my plans for the last time. SpongeBob, meet SpongeBob.
Hi, how do you do? Allow me to introduce
Bruh.
my friends, Patrick, Sandy.
Not Squidward. Squidward's not a friend. He doesn't have legs. He's hovering. Karate. So guess what? Ta-da! We used our bubble little bash, our upward strike, and everything, and our oh. So here, just keep going, because this has several phases to the fight, but most of them are the same. Here, you just got it. Oh, it's not gonna stop until you hit Robo. You gotta hit Robo Plankton. Oh, I totally missed it. Dang it. Okay. You have to hit you have to knock out all of Robo Sponge's. How do I miss like that, dude? Are you kidding me? It's because he moves a little bit. Okay. Oh my, see, he has a little wiggle. Well, at least we got him, but still. There's plenty of underwear down there. You just have to be careful. He's gonna... Oh. So you have to hit him with each of the... Boom.
SpongeBob.
So you just basically keep moving, and then when he does that, you just find a different thing to hit with the cruise missile. Hit him in the nose. We hurt his nose. Oh. And then whoop. Let's go hit this one over here. I'm gonna go down and grab some underwear.
Feel like a new spot.
Ooh.
SpongeBob is back in the fight.
SpongeBob is back in the fight. Let's just... Got him. Now we're gonna go the other way for a change, because we need karate. You know, because what's some SpongeBob without some karate? We need him to go the other way so he'll use his other hand. Or not. Or not. That's fine. Oh. I actually exploded that a little early. Karate. Yeah, you gotta move kind of quick, because, you know, they'll catch up with you. We've got 3 left. I know there's one on the, his other hand over there. And then he's got one on the bottom right and on the other side of his body. So I'm gonna try to see if I can hit this one. The other 2 might be a little more challenging, because I gotta get him to use the right hand. Oh,
Or should I say
the fish sanity. Oh, then he's going back to back. Oh, I tried to see if I could cheese it a little bit.
SpongeBob won't be winning that way.
Karate. Karate. Why don't you use the other hand, man? Okay, buddy. Can I just hit his hand like that? Oh, okay. I've never done that before, but he's only got 1 left. And it's on this right side of him, which means it'll be kind of a doozy to... Oh, actually. Boom. Oh, it doesn't work? Does that not work? You can't do that?
Okay, maybe just a little.
Nope. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Issue the coup de grace.
Okay, so you have to hit him while he's actually up and about. You can't hit him while Roboplankton is charging. There. I just tried to cheese it. 99! We have 1 spatula left. The final boss battle is done. But you say, wait, what the heck? We just did the last fight. Why is there still 1 more spatula? Ooh.
Don't destroy my beautiful bride. We were supposed to get married next week.
What?
Did he say marry?
I knew it.
You baby.
I'll repair you, baby. Robo SpongeBob and Robo Plankton, that's weird.
I think the
Things took a turn. Bigger! Oh, he went in.
Flew it to your head.
Well, then I'm going to follow him into my head.
Also, it's just kind of weird because, like, he's standing on the nose and you can see all the stuff in there. And it's kind of crazy because they actually bothered to model all of that. But then you look, okay, so he's jumping in the ear into the head, and you can see how small all that stuff is. So I wonder if when you go inside, it shrinks you, because look, then now we're actually like, that's the outside, and look how much bigger it is.
Or will SpongeBob go home defeated and dejected? Stay tuned.
I don't want to go home defeated and dejected. So this is going to be a test of all your skills you've learned. So there's going to be a Duplicatotron. You hit the Duplicatotron, and then you defeat all the enemies. And then after that, Roboplankton's going to show up. Oops. Okay, and you pretty much have to hit Roboplankton. Get good with the cruise missile, because you're going to be using that over and over again. Okay. That didn't hit him, but that's okay. He's just so wiggly. Like he wiggles just in the slightest. There we go. So after you hit him every time, then there'll be a little pathway, or you know, this thing will open up. It gives the same commentary as the Sandy fight, but it's really not the Sandy fight. Plus, it's not almost over. I mean, we are on the last like level, but that's it. So you want to try to, you know, like I said, always hit the Duplicatotron. Take out Chuck. Take out the G-Love. You can also kind of cheese him sometimes and just hit him as soon as he comes up, but you really have to be ready and be quick. Yeah, and if you don't want to get hit, best thing to do is just, you can end the cruise bubble early so that you don't get schmacked. Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh. If you explode it close enough to him, you don't have to directly hit him. The splash can hit him. You just have to be careful. But yeah, this can be a little bit of an annoying area, especially if you haven't mastered the cruise bubble and some of your movesets. Exactly. But look how big it is. How did this come out of that giant? I mean, I know the Duplicatotron was giant, but still. Then you want... Oh. You have to kind of... There we go. There we go. That's been hit. Watch out for... Where is he at? Oh. Okay. Roboplankton. Boom, got him. Let's go. So then use the ramp, jump over here. Lots of moving pieces, gotta be careful. Ooh. So not much left actually, we're getting very close to the end. Take out Monsoon so he doesn't annoy you again. I would take out Chuck. Take out that guy so he doesn't... Oh, okay. That guy's gonna hit you. Clear the path out so you don't get smacked while you're doing that. Do that. Alright. Robo. Boom. Got him. If you can kind of predict where he's gonna go, it makes it a little bit easier. Now you have to bubble bowl through. Bubble bowl. There we go. That's the ticket. It kind of makes you use all of your different moves. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the last section. This part right here. You have a small platform, so you have to be really careful. And you have to stun him. Stun him and then navigate it through the tunnel. Jump to another platform. There's going to be 3 of these. Oh. Okay. Basically, you just kind of do a little U shape. Got him. Okay. What an opening for a guy literally filled with openings. Alright, just like that, we have 1 left. 1 left. That's it. Come on, guys. Oh, we got hit, but we got him. The coup de grace is here. And yup, we just got our 100th spatula. We hit the brain. That was it. That was spatula 100. And now he's gonna start acting all crazy. SpongeBob just happens to fall out. Normal sized, as does Roboplankton. The buff arms. The muscle bob arms. He falls over, he's all crazy like now.
SpongeBob, you did it!
What'd he do?
What? Oh, yeah. All my plans ruined. That does it. I'm becoming a lawyer. You haven't defeated me yet. I still have lots of robot for Bikini Bottom. I'll summon them all, and then we'll see. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'll destroy you. You'll destroy me. I'll destroy you.
Oh no. Turn it off. Turn it off.
I'll destroy you plus one.
Nobody ever thinks to just go shut off the machine.
Shut up, you stupid robot. Who are you calling stupid? I went to community college, you oversized coffee grinder. Oh yeah? I'll show you. Come here and fight like a mono.
Well, Plankton, I hope you learned your
Well.
lesson.
Oh, I certainly did. Next time I'll get it right.
Oh. Squashed and stepped on.
I do. I do.
Squidward's in there like he's part of the gang. He didn't do anything the whole time.
Making a mess of Bikini Bottom.
Sandy is right.
I thought she was a squirrel.
I'm being punished. I don't know for what, but I'm being punished.
There's still work to be done out there. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy wouldn't stop, and neither will I. We can't rest until Bikini Bottom is safe.
Of course, it had to end with him wiping his nose and an awkward stare into the camera. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it right there. Here's what you get for getting all 100 spatulas. Mr. Krabs yells out the opening. And you get the original theme song. And everyone, all the characters involved, yell it.
If nothing but nonsense be something you wish.
Even King Neptune.
Can flop like a fish. Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Larry the Lobster and Bubble Buddy. Squidward hating his life. And you get all the characters in a shot, kind of, in the open or in the intro, outro, whatever you want to call it. But there's no, but the one character that they didn't have was Flying Dutchman. He was literally only in his level, and he left. And yeah. Now we are in the post game, which really is just a giant arena to do the SpongeBob. And if you like SpongeBob and you like Tony Hawk, this is like a combination of the two. You can just roll around. It's kind of fun. It's kind of neat to explore. I mean, they didn't have to do this. They could have just thrown you back into the overworld and been like, all right, that's cool. That's it. One thing I think is neat is that it is actually accessible. Like, you can come back to this area. You can leave whenever you want. This is just to watch the credits. You do not have to stay here. You can immediately leave. But you can come back at any point to watch the credits and to, you know, do this. I guess while they didn't have to do this, oh gosh, dang it. You can be a little bouncy sometimes, so you have to be careful. My main complaint with this area, you would think it'd be, oh, what a great way what if they rewarded you with a really easy way to get shiny objects, you know, so that you can access the museum and everything. But unfortunately, no. It's not. Also, the gravity here is really awkward. Like, you can't hardly move at all. You can't jump or bounce. You can slowly slide. But yeah, you can't really grind. It's not a great place to grind shinies. I mean, it's a fun way to get shinies. You know, like, there's definitely different areas you can go through, get all the shinies, exit, leave, come back, hear the downtown Bikini Bottom music. It's a little more peaceful and calm than grinding enemies and Mr. Krabs' Dream. But yeah, it's that's Battle for Bikini Bottom. I wish the ending as a kid made me mad, because I was like, what the heck? Like, they just leave and you know, like, as a kid, I like games that have resolved endings, you know, that's like, you know, it feels like everything has been wrapped up, no questions left answered. But with the way they left it, they're like, oh, there's all these 50,000 Roboplanktons. We didn't actually, I mean, we did fight Roboplankton, but it wasn't like we were actually defeating him. And so I didn't like leaving all that up there and being like, oh well, you know, it is what it is. And I get why they did it. So it's like, oh, you still have to go through all the different levels because, you know, that explains why there's still enemies in all the levels when you go back in, which a lot of games don't really do that. They don't explain like, okay, if you defeated the main boss and the enemy and like you stopped the problem, then why when you go back, why are there still enemies? So like, I don't know, maybe if you explain it like that, it's kind of cool and it makes sense. But I don't know, as a kid I'm like, no, I just wanted to stop the bad guys. I just wanted to do everything how I was supposed to do it. You know, so but no, I do love this game. I know I owe you guys an explanation. Oh gosh. Earlier in the series, like pretty early on, like literally like the first or second episode, I was talking about something and I was like, you know, oh, I missed that. Oh, did I? Oh, I bounced back up there. That's actually crazy. I also didn't realize you could just go the other way. I talked about something very briefly, but I didn't say specifically what it was. I said there was something kind of like maybe embarrassing or like a personal fact about this game or like a fun fact. Also, if you want to leave, you can exit or you can roll over here to the finish and enter Bikini Bottom that way. I'm trying to think how another way to... There's like, you think it's a pretty big area and there's a lot to do, but unfortunately you can explore it like pretty quickly. It doesn't take more than a couple minutes to figure out everything there is to do. And it's not like if they had tons of purples spread out and like, or even grouped up and it's like, oh, here's all the purples you can get. But the thing I wanted to say was that, fun fact, don't make fun of me, guys. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty much it. I pretty much did everything already. That's it. Whenever I very first time beating this game, and I got to this like little area at the end, and it's given the credits, and it's like, say, hey, that's the end. There's no more. This was one of the first games I ever beat. I think outside of this, I know I played games like Pac-Man World 2, Ocarina of Time, but I think even I beat Ocarina of Time, even though I played it earlier. This was one of the first games I can remember ever finishing and like beating. As far as a game that like I actually enjoyed, like I beat lots of games that were just kind of like not that important to me or didn't have an emotional attachment to. But this is like still to this day as an adult, as a 24-year-old adult, this is still like one of my favorite, probably a top 3 game for me. And I don't think that'll ever change just because of the emotional attachment I have to it. You know, it's up there with Ocarina of Time and Mario Sunshine. I go back and Ocarina of Time will probably always be number 1. But this game, I mean, honestly, I would be fine any of those 3 swapping them around. This, like, there's not a giant gap between 2 and 3. Like, none of them really have a big gap. But these are all games that have made me who I am. You know, my love for SpongeBob has really shaped my humor and my personality. But the first time I played this and I got to this area, seeing the credits roll, the like, thank you for playing, the finality of it, and realizing like I did everything, I'll admit, I teared up. I got a little emotional. I remember crying the first time I beat this game. Just because, and it's a kid's game, and I'll even go as far as to say, yeah, I've actually cried multiple times when I'm beating this game. I don't know what it is about this one. Like, I beat Ocarina of Time, and I'll get emotional during Ocarina of Time, and I think I maybe cried once. Like, I'll admit I got a little teared up when I played it on stream, just talking about it. And Mario Sunshine's kind of the same. Like, whenever I beat a really good emotional game that I've got a connection with, I'll always get a little emotional and maybe even tear up a tiny bit if I'm being serious about it. But this one too, especially just being that it was one of the first ones I remember beating, learning the finality of a game. Like, you've enjoyed the game, the story, you've gotten connected to it, you've tried hard to grind and do everything there is to do in the game. But then when you finally finish it and you beat it and there's nothing else to do. And like, so you know, I said I got emotional and teared up when I beat the game. I did it a second time when I 100%ed the game for the first time and did everything. Just knowing that, like, that might have been even worse because there really was nothing else to do. Like, knowing that I had collected every sock, every spatula. It's not like, you know, a new game where they can add DLC or stuff. Like, there's nothing new that's going to be added to this game. This is it. For now until the end of time, I had experienced the full game. And then the third time I cried regarding this game was when the remake got announced. And that was crazy because that probably will always, I don't know if there'll ever be a game that gets me more emotional. I just don't think. The other one, I'll be honest, got really close just recently in the last couple of weeks was Pac-Man World 2. Because that's another one of those, just like, it's not a big, like, a game that everybody's at and their mother is asking for a remake of. It's not one that's, you know, like, oh my gosh, like, this is going to be expected. Those two games, this and Pac-Man World 2 were two games that they were kind of more niche. Like, nobody expected them to get remakes. The only reason why this might be a little bit higher than Pac-Man World 2 is because, being that it's a sequel, they remade the first Pac-Man World. So, like, you kind of, and they were asking people if they wanted a remake of 2. Like, you could kind of see it, the writing on the wall. Like, they would have been stupid not to remake the first one and not do the second. And I think that, honestly, had they done the second one first and then the second one and then the first one, and it would have been truly out of nowhere. But just because the order that they did it in, you could kind of see that it was possible. Whereas this was fully out of nowhere. Like, this was one that I wouldn't have even bet a penny on them remaking this game because it's a licensed kids SpongeBob game. Why were that? What business did they have remaking this game? And yet they went and freaking did it anyways. They did it anyways. They didn't have to. They did it because people loved the game and it had a fan base that was passionate about it. And say what you want about the remake. Some people, you know, love it. Some people are like, it's okay. It's not as good as the original. And yeah, I think it's really good. And I'm glad it's got a touch up. I'm glad that there's a new, easier, more modernized way to play it. I'm glad kids of this generation can try it. And I definitely, when I have kids, it's going to be one of those games that I'm going to show to them and I'm going to have them play. Because I know they're going to grow up watching SpongeBob, but I'm going to have them play this game. Maybe this one, maybe the remake. And I'll just, you know, I might actually do the opposite with them. Whereas I grew up playing the original and then going back to play, you know, and then going and playing the new one, it meant something to me. Maybe, you know, the new one, the Rehydrated, that'll be their SpongeBob game for them. Getting to explore and see everything. And then when they're older and if they enjoy the game and they do like it, which I hope they do, then I'll have them go back and play the original and see, like, hey, this is what I grew up playing. This was my version of it. And it'll look a little older. It'll be a little more dated. Collecting all the shiny objects for Mr. Krabs in the museum will be a little harder, a little more time consuming. But, you know, at the same time, there's a simplicity to it. There's a certain joy to it. I mean, God, I could keep talking for another hour, so I know I can't do this forever. And I knew I was kind of dreading, like, I'm excited for this, but also dreading because I know that a game like this, that I have this many emotions and memories towards, I really could talk for hours about it. And the credits will keep looping over and over again, and the song will. So I'm going to exit out of here. And the next thing I have to do before I really finish and give my goodbyes, I guess I'm going to try to grind for some shiny objects. Like I said, you can go back to the SpongeBob arena. I like how they put it in the center of Bikini Bottom, not just at the end, or even maybe the beginning would have been cool, but like this feels like you're in like the center of town, like the center of the three areas. Plus you could kind of tell they kind of made it out to be this way because look, there's this giant big circle area. I guess I could go and show off some of we didn't really look at all the robots in the police station, so I can go show that. And then I guess, grind for some shinies or something like that. But here, we have all the enemies. The fodder, nifty electrical touch attack, not tall enough to ride most roller coasters, but more vicious than a pack of rabid clams. I think it's kind of funny, the little tidbits, and you get to see the official names. G-Love has the most vicious smack attack, hands down. Expert foot masseuse, lemon squeezer, and does delightful hand puppet shows. Chuck, annoying missile attack, likes to throw tantrums, and other various military-grade ordnance. Not terribly friendly. Arf. This here's one mean varmint. Packs the 45 caliber cat crusher, most powerful doghouse ever made. Why can't I? My touchpad is being odd where it'll let me go here, then here. Okay, interesting. A hammer, impressive meat byproduct attack. Smarter than it looks. Goes well with broccoli and a nice Chianti. I don't know why it says select, because you can't really select there. Monsoon, shocking electrical attack, rather sensitive, reads poetry, likes plants, and enjoys zapping wandering denizens. Tubelet, comes in 3s or 6-packs with coupons. Inexplicable jello attack, stays crunchy even in milk. Yeah, kind of odd. Like it doesn't, okay, maybe I'll go here. Bzzbot, lemon scented gamma ray attack, somewhat unpredictable, borrows money without returning it, blasts things at random. This is the bomb bot. Bot, follow you. Go boom. This is just the bot to get for the friend you like least. Arf dog. Pesky little critter. Bites the hand that feeds it. Impressive array of tricks. Fetches sponge. Chases squirrels. Spontaneously combusts. Then we have Tartar. Uncanny flying tartar sauce attack. Smells somewhat better than stale fish. Sleepy time. Mostly harmless, unless woken. Somewhat moody. Likes to express himself by blasting everything in sight, or finger painting. Slick. Disgusting oil blob attack. Doesn't wear underwear or bathe very regularly. Just the kind of bot your mother warned you about, kids. Oh gosh, then I gotta do this again. Why is it so touchy right there? Okay. Chomp bot. Somewhat unstable critter. Beware his stinky doggy breath. Likes to chew toys, random citizens, and mimes. Oh. Alright, and then last but not least, we have Plankton. Plankton is the finest model citizen I know. He likes helping people, singing, hacking computers. Never mind that last bit. Plankton's the best. Yep, that's all of that. So, I mean, that's pretty much all this area is for. It doesn't really give you any tactical advantages or anything. I wish they did more with the police station. So with that, that's going to do it for me for right now. Like I said, I'm going to cut ahead to when I have 40,000 shiny objects. You guys better be appreciative. Alright, here we are after about 40, 50 minutes, not quite an hour. It wasn't as much as I thought it'd be, but still 30, 40 minutes of grinding and just doing Mr. Krabs' dream and beating robots is a lot of grinding. Anyways.
Hello, sir. May I help you?
May I help you?
One movie ticket, my good man.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 5. We have 5 shinies left. We're gonna enter the theater. I'll be honest, I think I only did this like once as a kid. I did it once to figure out what it was, and after that, as a kid, I thought it was cool to have something different, but I unfortunately didn't take it very seriously in the sense that like, oh, it's just concept art. What does that mean? Next picture. Okay, so we have Robo Squidward. This one's interesting because a lot of the concept art is stuff that got scratched or scrapped from the original game. But when they announced the remake, one of the things they had promised, and I think the remake honestly could have taken the original game and blown it out of the water had it brought a lot of this stuff back they said they were going to. Problem is they didn't, and I can understand like that would have taken reworking some of the game, but I mean, oh well. They did, however, bring back Robo Squidward. Problem was, it was part of a multiplayer, which at first sounds cool. You get to control Patrick, you can control, I think Robo Plankton, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, like this is awesome, like this is crazy, you know? Multiplayer in a SpongeBob game. A Robo Squidward fight. Problem being, you know, like I said, it's in the multiplayer. It's a separate mode. It was just a really awkward time. Like the atmosphere music, they use the rock bottom music, and you just defeat waves of enemies, and then Robo Squidward just dies after you defeat the... Like, it feels like they just phoned it in. Like, they threw the fight in, but didn't work it to how it originally should have. They just kind of was like, oh, here you go. Here's something. Be happy we put it in. Then outfits. We have a Mermaid Man SpongeBob outfit. Then the Sponge Gar. We have a Sandy's Treehouse that was originally, I think, supposed to have more trash or stuff. Or I can't tell if that's trash or like maybe acorns and bugs flying around. It kind of reminds me of the tree from Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Here it looks like some probably Sand Mountain. The Robo Sandy fight. So that's kind of cool. Then we have Sandy's Dream. Sandy looks kind of like a bear. Or like kind of human-like, kind of odd. Here it looks like Rock Bottom. I don't know if this was supposed to be an NPC or an enemy or dressed as like an NPC dressed as a robot trying to blend in. Same here too. I think some of the originally, instead of the pure robots, they were going to be robotic fish creatures, which also would have been cool for maybe like a level or something. But I can see why they would, maybe it was, I don't know, creepy or too much work. They just want to go with plain robots. We have the triplets, Chuck, Arf, and the dog, the Sleepy Time. That guy was not included. That's interesting. I don't know the name of that one. There's G-Love. He went from being robotic to looking like a frisbee. The Tartar Sauce guy, Hammer, the different tikis. It's kind of interesting. We have the wood tiki, stone tiki, the tiki, then two tikis that are different. The thunder tiki, I think that's the thunder tiki, has like a thunderbolt on his chin instead of being bright red and yellow. Maybe they did that to make him stand out, so you know, hey, don't hit these things. And then the flying tiki was like this girl tiki with like hearts and stuff, so that's interesting. Prawn. It looks like originally, so this is some concept art for the Robo Patrick fight. Looks like the industrial park would have been a little more open, maybe. Then we just have, that looks like where SpongeBob is climbing up the different patty levels in his dream, but just a little different. Battle for Bikini Bottom. Here we have maybe it's just some concept art like for a poster. This looks like it's probably part of the Mermaid layer, I would think. This looks like it looks like the Hammer robot, except mixed with a Chuck because it flies. Here's Kelp Forest. A lot of it's like condensed and all weird looking. It's just, you know, because it's not the original artists in the game. They're from the TV show doing it, or the animators. They're just kind of doing quick sketches. I don't know what this looks like. It's Kelp Forest. Interesting. I haven't actually looked at all this in a long time. Jellyfish Rock. Patrick is carrying a fish. Then this looks like Goo Lagoon. A lot going on here. A lot going on. Maybe this could be Sand Mountain, where maybe you do a little more like on foot exploration as opposed to a slide. And then maybe some different things at the Dutchman's graveyard. Yeah, there's some spectral creatures. I don't think that's the Flying Dutchman, or maybe that's when he can transform or shapeshift. This looks like some downtown Bikini Bottom stuff. The Duplicatotron, a giant robot with tiny arms and a big mouth. And then we're back at the beginning. Oh, no, there's more. That's where they just threw that there at the beginning. Sponge Gar. Here's some interesting platforming. I think we saw this in the museum. This is a cool little tiki area. A lot of this is like, I don't know if it's scrapped areas or just art they were doing for maybe like platforming ideas. Here's Jellyfish Fields, downtown Bikini Bottom. Like a lot of them, like I don't really know what they're thinking. I'd love to sit through and talk with like a developer if they had interviews or something, like see what they're thinking. See, because here, Robo Squidward is like a head flying around, but his head moves independently from his arms. And I would think that the tentacles would like try to attack you, and that like distract you from where you'd have to attack the head, and maybe shut down the tentacles. But the head would spit stuff out at you. And then back to this one again. Okay, so now we're really at the beginning. Supposedly there was a rumor that there was supposed to be like a Glove World level in here, coming soon. So then you can kind of walk around a little bit. There's him. So this is kind of a cool little neat area. I don't even think in the remake they don't even let you walk around. Like when you're done, it makes you leave the area. So it's kind of cool that they modeled all that out so you can actually be in the theater. It's kind of cool that they threw that in. The problem though is that throwing it in the remake, especially ironically, like when you're remaking the game and you just throw the same old concept art, is kind of lame. But it's even more lame when you take a game and you make all these promises like, hey, we're bringing all this stuff back. We're going to throw a bunch of the original stuff in, the content that was scrapped. I don't know if they said all of it's coming back, but I know they said a lot of it is. And then they don't include it all. Or they don't, really the only thing they include is Robo Squidward, a very watered down version that was mega ultra lame. Can I walk back here? What's back here? Ooh, nothing. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the entire playthrough. You guys are awesome. All my viewers, you guys are great. As for the next game I'm gonna play through, I've kind of already decided what I'm gonna play. And it's actually really important because this is a game that I played just early this year for the first time. It's a series that I really loved and have gotten into, and now it's one of my favorites. And one of the games in this series, actually, I think I have it as like a top 5 game for me. That's how good it was and how much it impressed me. So we're going to be starting, I was debating on how to play, like in what order to play this series, in release order or chronological order. I think I'm going to play it in release order. So we'll be starting with the first game in the series, and that'll be on Monday. And yeah, it's going to be a big deal because I'm playing this, and I'm also starting to use this footage from my main channel. So if you're not subscribed here, subscribe, like, share with friends. Feel free to join the Discord community. The link is in the description. And if you really like the content and you want to see more of my main stuff, where I, post a little more often, or at least more buttoned up videos per se, guides, reviews, just thoughts on things, top 10s, lists, check out Nog TV. Thank you guys so much. I can't say that enough. I know I've already repeated myself. I'll let y'all go. See you on Monday for my next playthrough. Bye-bye.